Hi StatScope team, welcome back. Today we're going to be discussing a topic that might get people talking. Why isn't Michigan always at the top of the list when people are choosing where to move, despite its gorgeous Great Lakes scenery and unique charm? I'm not saying Michigan is a bad place to live. It has its fans and there's a lot to love about it, but there are some hidden truths that might make you think twice before packing your suitcase. Whether you've been dreaming of moving here or you're just a little curious, stay here. This could change your perspective. Before we get into it, do me a favor and hit the like button. Let's aim for 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. It helps the channel and might even make Michigan's winters feel a little warmer. Let's start with the big one, the winters. Do you remember those Hallmark movie scenes where snowflakes gently kiss the windows and people are cozied up by the fire with hot cocoa? Well, Michigan's version is a bit different. The first snowfall is lovely, but after a few weeks it can feel like Mother Nature is throwing a whiteout party. Just picture this. You're stepping outside and there are snowdrifts so huge you're practically scaling Everest just to get to your car. And what about your windshield? It's like it's frozen solid. And let's not forget the temperatures. So cold your breath turns into little icicles before you can even finish complaining. If you love the winter wonderland, then great. But for many, the endless shoveling, ice scraping and the constant battle to keep your extremities from freezing off can be less than ideal. Winter seems to drag on longer than the joy it brings, and those long, dark months can make even the sunniest disposition feel like they're starring in their own version of The Shining. If you're not into winter sports or cozying up in front of a fireplace with a stack of snowdrifts outside, Michigan winters might just test your limits and wear you down. And let's not forget how it affects our daily lives. Getting stuck in a snowstorm can turn a simple commute into a pretty daunting experience, and the constant salt on the roads does a number on your car. It can also be a challenge to keep your home heated efficiently while trying to balance comfort with rising energy bills. So, unless you love snow or are excited by the challenge of winter living, Michigan's winters might be more of a test of endurance than a picturesque holiday scene. Let's talk about Michigan's economy now. It's common knowledge that the state has its roots in the automotive industry. For decades, it was the driving force behind the American dream, especially in Detroit, which was once known as the heart of industry. But the downturn hit hard, and while things are slowly improving, we can still see the effects of that decline. What about the job market? It's not what it used to be. If you're in the right field, there are opportunities, but if you're not in automotive or certain other industries, finding a job that aligns with your aspirations can feel like playing the lottery. For young professionals or those looking to break into new fields like tech or finance, Michigan's economy doesn't exactly scream land of opportunity. In a world where cities like Austin and Seattle are booming with new industries, Michigan's economic landscape might feel a bit stuck in neutral. Even though some sectors are doing well and there are efforts to boost the economy, it can still be tough for people outside traditional industries to find work in Michigan. On top of that, Michigan's economic recovery can sometimes feel uneven. While some areas are seeing growth and new investment, others are lagging behind, struggling with higher unemployment rates and fewer job prospects. The state's economic revival is still a work in progress, and for those who need immediate financial stability or career advancement, the slow pace of recovery might be a major drawback. The idea of remote living is an interesting one. Is it a charming or challenging place to live? Michigan is home to some of the most breathtaking rural scenery you could imagine, with rolling hills, lush forests, and quaint small towns. It's a real paradise for nature lovers. But let's be realistic. Not everyone is cut out for living in the middle of nowhere. The idea of escaping to a peaceful, quiet place sounds great, until you realize the nearest grocery store is a 45-minute drive away, and finding a decent Wi-Fi signal might be a challenge. Some people love the seclusion. They love the peace and quiet, and the chance to connect with nature without the constant hum of city life. There's a certain appeal to living in a picturesque village with a close-knit community, where you can enjoy a slower pace of life and a sense of tranquility. But for some, the isolation can be a major downside. You might enjoy a weekend in the countryside, but what about day-to-day life? That's a different story. If you're used to the conveniences of city life with its shopping, entertainment, and social activities, you might find Michigan's rural charm a bit too quiet. On top of that, rural living can also have some practical drawbacks. It might be tricky to get healthcare, education, and other essential services. The drive to the nearest town or city for basic needs can also be quite time-consuming. For those who like the buzz of urban life, the quietness of rural Michigan might not be as appealing as you'd think. The property tax surprise. Let's dive into taxes, specifically property taxes. You might think, hey, I'll move to Michigan and snag a cute little house with a nice yard. And yes, you can, but be prepared for some sticker shock when those property tax bills start rolling in. Michigan's taxes are among the highest in the nation, which can be a real budget buster. Owning a home can seem like a great investment until you realize how much of your income is going toward taxes. And this isn't just a one-time cost. It's a recurring expense that sticks with you year after year. For those on a tight budget or who are looking to maximize their financial efficiency, the high property taxes can be a significant concern. You'll need to factor these costs into your overall financial planning and consider how they might impact your long-term financial goals. Furthermore, the property tax rates can vary significantly depending on where you live in Michigan. Some areas might have relatively lower rates, while others can be quite high. Understanding the specific tax implications for different regions is crucial if you're considering a move. The overall financial burden of living in Michigan might be higher than anticipated, especially when combined with other living expenses. Let's talk about Michigan's climate. Michigan's climate is as unpredictable as they come. One minute you're enjoying a lovely summer's day, and the next you're huddled inside with 3 layers of clothes, trying to remember what warmth feels like. The seasons change a lot. Scorching summers, unpredictable springs, chilly autumns, and those notorious winters. Some people love the variety. It keeps life interesting. The changing seasons offer a unique set of experiences, from summer beach days on the Great Lakes to vibrant autumn foliage and winter wonderlands. But for those who prefer a more consistent environment and less chaos, Michigan's constantly changing weather can be a bit overwhelming. One week you might be enjoying the sun, and the next you could be battling a freak snowstorm. If you like a more stable climate, Michigan's diverse weather might feel more like a test of endurance than a perk. The unpredictable weather can also impact daily life in unexpected ways. From planning outdoor activities to maintaining your home and vehicle, you'll need to adapt to frequent changes in weather conditions. The constant shifts can be exhausting, and the challenge of preparing for everything from summer heat waves to sudden snowstorms can become overwhelming for those who prefer a more predictable climate. The city has a certain limited vibe. While urban, but not quite Michigan, does have its fair share of cities. Detroit, Grand Rapids, Ann Arbor, they aren't exactly bustling urban jungles like New York or Chicago. Yes, these places have culture, history, and their own unique charm. If you're looking for endless dining options, nightlife, or world-class entertainment, Michigan's urban centers might not be the right fit. You won't find the same level of variety here. The cities have lots going on and plenty of amenities, but they're not as big or diverse as some other metropolitan areas. If you're used to the buzz of a big city, you might find Michigan's urban centers a bit lacking in excitement and variety. The pace of life can be slower, and the options for dining, shopping, and entertainment might not be as diverse or as exciting as in other urban destinations. Additionally, the cultural and social scene in Michigan's cities is vibrant and growing, but it might not have the same global influence or innovation as in major metropolitan areas. If you're looking for a city that never sleeps and is always buzzing, Michigan's urban environments might not meet your expectations. It's a mixed bag. Your experience with public services can vary a lot depending on where you live in Michigan. In places like Detroit or Ann Arbor, you'll likely find decent access to everything you need, including public transport, healthcare, and more. But if you head out to the more rural areas, you might find things are a bit more challenging. The roads might not be in the best condition, and it can be difficult to access essential services. If you're used to the efficiency of city life, where everything is at your fingertips, you might find Michigan's rural public service issues a bit of a shock. There's a big difference between urban and rural services, with some areas struggling to provide basic amenities and infrastructure. This can have a big impact on your daily life, especially if you're used to the convenience and reliability of urban living. What's more, the level of service and accessibility can vary a lot from one region to another. It's really important to do your homework before you move to a new area. Get to know the local public services and infrastructure so you can make an informed decision and prepare for any potential challenges you might face. A slow climb Michigan has made some great progress since the economic downturn, especially in cities like Detroit, where there's a lot of evidence of revitalization efforts, but, and it's a big but, the road to full recovery is still pretty bumpy. While there are some promising signs and progress is being made, high unemployment rates still persist in certain areas, and economic instability is still a concern for those considering a move. For some, especially if you're keen to play a part in the rebuilding effort, Michigan offers a sense of community and purpose. The state's ongoing recovery efforts have fostered a spirit of resilience and innovation, with many residents and businesses working hard to overcome past challenges. However, if you're looking for a fast-paced job market and financial stability, the state's ongoing recovery might not be the right fit. It's still a work in progress, and for those not ready for the patience required, it can feel like a long waiting game. Also, the uneven nature of the recovery can affect different communities in different ways. While some areas are experiencing growth and revitalization, others may still be struggling with economic challenges. Understanding the local economic landscape and being prepared for potential fluctuations can help you navigate the state's evolving economic environment. A mixed bag. Michigan's political and social environment is as diverse as its weather, sometimes unpredictable, sometimes polarizing. The state is a patchwork of differing opinions, with urban areas often leaning more progressive, while rural regions tend to be more conservative. This divide can create tension, and for some it might feel like a constant battle of ideologies. If you thrive in a place where people mostly share your political views, Michigan might feel a bit chaotic. The diversity of thought and opinion can lead to lively debates and differing perspectives, which can be both stimulating and challenging. For those who enjoy engaging in discussions and exploring a range of viewpoints, Michigan's political landscape can offer a rich tapestry of ideas. However, if you prefer a more homogeneous environment where political and social views align closely with your own, the state's mixed climate might be a source of frustration or discomfort. Additionally, the political divide can impact local policies and community dynamics. Understanding the local political landscape and being prepared for varying perspectives can help you navigate the state's social climate and find your place within its diverse communities. How do things look from our perspective, and how do they actually stand up? Finally, let's address the elephant in the room: Michigan's reputation. For years, the state has been known for economic challenges, harsh winters, and a once great city, Detroit, that's been through a lot. But here's the thing: not everything you hear is necessarily true. Yes, Michigan has its challenges, there's no doubt about that. But it's also a state full of beauty, resilience, and communities that have been through a lot and come out stronger. It's easy to focus on the negatives, but there are also plenty of hidden gems in Michigan. From the stunning shores of the Great Lakes to the vibrant arts scene in Detroit and the quaint charm of its small towns, there's more to Michigan than meets the eye. The state's natural beauty, cultural richness, and sense of community can be a great experience for those who are willing to look beyond the surface. So, while there are some downsides, the reality is more complex. Michigan isn't for everyone, but for the right person, it could be the perfect fit. The state's unique blend of challenges and rewards can make it an intriguing option for those who are willing to embrace its complexities and find their place within its diverse and resilient communities. So there you have it, Michigan, a state of contrasts. From the harsh winters and economic ups and downs to the rural isolation and high property taxes, there are definitely reasons why some folks might think twice before moving here. But it's also a place with a rich history, stunning natural beauty, and communities that are really passionate about what they do. Ultimately, Michigan is what you make of it. If you're up for the challenges, the rewards could be worth it. Thanks for sticking around for this in-depth look at what it's really like to live in Michigan. If you found this informative, or if it just confirmed what you already thought, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more videos like this. We'd love to hear from you in the comments. What are your thoughts on Michigan? Is it a dream or a deal breaker for you? Let us know below.